spaces that you can be in. For me to know about my boys who are now doing the septic tank thing, it's because they were posting. If they hadn't posted, I wouldn't have found out. If they hadn't been given the platform by their leader who's practical and hands-on, we wouldn't have known about any of that. On a side note though, we did an outreach in December for the same community. Over 200 women came. And after the event, there was then feedback from the mayor complaining, next time when you do such things, you must tell me so that I am there. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, be there for what? For who? I had these conversations about doing this work in this community 5 years ago. Now you want to come because other people are now wanting. But it's only because they want to take pictures. They take the pictures and then they move on. So, but all of it is, how do we find space to survive, make extra, and maybe get some of the comforts that would have been traditionally coming your way? Because exploring outside of certain industries gives you certain liberties to do more in the creative space. If she was in her 9 to 5, the bags would be from 5 till bedtime and restricted to them. So if a client then comes and says, I want a platter, no, can we do it at 8 p.m. because I'll be at work in the morning, or pick up before 7 because I have to go to the office by 7:30. There's a bit more flexibility when you go outside of these spaces. Next slide, please. Arts and crafts, 5.6 billion rand. I think all of you are aware of the filming boom in KZN. Everyone now wants to be in that space. You need to be in KZN because that's where the money is. And now the government is coming to support. So meaning now there's jobs there. So you can't then say, no, I'm acting in Mpumalanga. Where? It's not going to work. The money is not there. So you just remain.
Follow the money.
Yeah, you follow where the money is. And one thing you need to also understand, Hollywood doesn't have much excitement anymore.
Yep.
The stories have become boring. The music has become ordinary. We can barely hear what they are singing. And if you notice what has been happening, there's been a massive migration of people in Europe and the Americas coming to Africa, because there's a richness of our culture and diversity that the world is hungry for. So again, if you can get into that space, the money is there. They're interested in African actors. They're interested in, I have another, okay, she's not so new, Kim, American friend, moved to SA. And their visa says invest 5 million rand and we will give you a permanent residence. They are coming in floods, sell house there, buy bigger house in SA. In her case, I think the house was 4.6 million, and she went to the seller and said, please, just put it on 5 million because I need it for my visa. And I was like, yo, it was nice to be that seller to get an extra 400K. because, but what is she doing? She's basically selling African cultural practices to her Americans, and they come, they pay American prices on South African soil. We are not selling our own diversity for money. So there's space in that as well, because the world wants that. We are not performing our culture, we're just existing it. So again, without getting into, Lydia went into more detail when it came to the creative space. Next slide. Now, emerging markets in Africa. So what's key to understand is that there's 5 key countries that have been quote unquote assessed and verified to be the ones where things are, where money is playing. And that South Africa, you can't deny it because of the
infrastructure.
Yeah, I was trying to find a diplomatic way of saying they're a bit more organized structures here than other places. So people trust to bring their money, even if it's via, but at least there must be an SA stop somewhere. So that's South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, and Morocco. I think here and there you would have put Rwanda, but I think the world is just a bit about the benevolent dictator in Rwanda, so, you know, but you can sort of... So yeah, but you could put it there as well. And one of the things that's happening, agribusiness and processing. Because yes, we have realized the beauty of having done the brain drain in Africa to take it there is that those there now said, wait a minute, if we improve these things in Africa, we can get more money. So there's now also that migration of people going, hang on, let's process on the continent to increase the value of our materials. So a lot of that is happening, and it is, in agribusiness specifically, it's projected to reach $1 trillion by 2030. So I'm not saying we all go for the trillion, but you can find you something somewhere.
Smaller piece of the pie.
So there's opportunities there. Infrastructure and manufacturing. I think we were having a conversation with my husband where there's some South Africans that want to go and revive manufacturing industries in Zim because they've got the money, yes, but certain elements of what is needed are better on that side than in SA. So people are now thinking again to say, okay, where can we reclaim certain things for economic benefit? Renewable energy, critical minerals, you know, with the next slide. So renewable energy, critical minerals, there's also a move in certain sectors to start stockpiling certain minerals, because it's one thing to say we have gold reserves and you say they are whatever the size that they are. But if your African gold reserve is in Switzerland, it's not making, you know? So there's, again, a consciousness that's coming in to say, hang on, let's create structure to be able to do that on our own continent, because then we will actually be able to yield more value. Healthcare and education, with the advancement in technologies, and there's a lot more growth in that space that is happening that people are also not paying attention to. And it could be just one element. I was talking to one doctor last year and I said, hey, I'm signing up for this course. There's a woman who's making, who's averaging a couple of million rands per month by doing medical invoicing for private doctors, but on a tech system.
It's a big
Wait, how much per month? She moved from employee. She was employee, went for this course, and then decided, oh, okay, I can do it. Now she doesn't have capacity to take on the demand. So there's a shortage of people who do that. But it's like, for her, the difference between the 2M per month was a 7,000 investment for a 2 weekends program. It sounds very expensive. 7,000 for 2 weekend sessions. How? But she's now on 2M per month, not per year. And she can't meet demand. But it's because we are not being told about these things, so we don't know.
Yeah.
It was being talked about earlier on. I think it was Uncle Etienne who was saying, yes, it could be spaza shop, but you have spaza shops in the community that are creating dangerous foods for the community. So how do you become one where your products are so trusted that the community go, no, okay, I'll walk an extra two blocks, but it's necessary because I can guarantee the safety of the food at this one versus the ones that are closest. start there. We're not saying start to the, yeah, no, tomorrow I'm making 2 million per month. It's not, you know. Anyway, let's move on. Next slide. So, we get to this one, technologies. She's laughing because I had asked her to do this. When Lydia started making bags, I know you can see the display at the back and everything. When she started making bags, she had no intention of selling, did you? Or it was a grieving process exercise with no intentions of selling. So this here on the left is the first bag. We can all see the craftsmanship on the on the first bag. She tried to send me a picture that looked a bit pretty, and I was like, no, I want this one. But
sorry, I don't see the problems.
oh, there's everything wrong with this one. She's laughing because there's everything wrong with it. You can't even see the shape, that it's not so sure whether it's going to close properly or... I know most of you last time when I came, it was mentioned that I bought the first bag. And then this was it. So thanks to me, you then had upgrades on certain elements. Because it's like, Lydia, this broke. It's like, okay, bring the bag and I'll fix it. And then as the year has gone, things have improved, things have... So obviously a year later, I then had to order another bag. So my bag is here. I haven't opened it. I don't even know what it looks like. But I think for the purpose of comparing with the first one, now I can open it so that we can see where, carry your matter for your head, practice, invest, do this. It leads to something at the end of it. So I asked her pink, because pink is my favorite color. Oh yay! You are welcome. You are welcome to heaven.
And please take a
you are welcome to see. Not touch because I haven't picked it myself. But see this compared to our sacrificial offering.